Top secret experiments, UFO sightings in Russian cities, videos of mysterious objects at incredible speeds, psychic experiments that go beyond the unimaginable. They sound like something out of a great science fiction movie, but the truth is that we are talking about official documents and records that the CIA has unsealed. Yes, of truths and evidence that have been hidden from humanity since its first records. Throughout our lives, we always yearn to find those answers that matter so much to our existence. However, many times we do not have the ability to know firsthand what is really going on, as it depends on millions of organisms that regulate and filter every single piece of information that may exist and give clues to those answers. Are we alone is not only a question asked by scientists, ufologists, or governments. It is everyone's question. It is one of the most important questions for human history and for humanity itself. Right now, the universe is not only stranger than we suppose, it is stranger even than we are able to suppose. And that is our goal, to arrive together at each of its answers. Mankind has always looked to the skies for meaning, but as our yearning for knowledge has reached farther into the depths of space, the search becomes for the answer to the question, are we alone? If you seek the truth, like, subscribe, click the bell icon, join us. This is what the world needs. This is disclosure. Who are we? Will there be, at the end of it all, a reason for our existence? Where do we come from? Where are we going? These have been some of the most essential questions that we human beings have asked ourselves throughout our existence, and these questions are out there in the vast and infinite space, a place where certainly everything is possible, as well as the fact of never finding each of these answers. Over the centuries, people and organizations have committed unimaginable atrocities in order to keep the truth hidden from the rest of the world. Evidence and information of objects from other worlds, inhuman objects that defied reality. And indeed, they still do. The universe is simply too vast for us to be alone in it. So this is where the impetus to uncover all that has been hidden for decades was born. In 1966, thanks to Representative John Moss, the first foundations of what is now the Freedom of Information Act were laid. This was due to one of the government's biggest problems, the thousands of requests from organizations, newspapers, and individuals for information on unimaginable subjects, from ballistic missiles to what those unexplained objects flying the skies were all about. Many of the people who faithfully believed in the existence of UFOs at the same time were also convinced that the government and the air forces were in charge of keeping all the information under secrecy, among them their existence and their contacts with our civilization. After so much investigation in the agencies and at every level, each of the subcommittees led by Moss never confirmed nor denied the existence of UFOs. Already at this point, the main purpose was one, to make sure that the public had as much information as possible. These radical occurrences have bothered the most renowned ufologists for decades and has marked the public's perceptions of every strange phenomenon that has happened throughout the world, all for the main reason of maintaining over time a secret that sooner or later will come to light. We live in times of uncertainty in which the truth may be unknown. Needless to say, this has given rise to an uncontrolled universe of conspiracy theories. However, after so many secret programs and indescribable social pressure, the Central Intelligence Agency, also known as the CIA, unsealed more than 2,780 pages of top-secret information, detailing each of the findings they had documented throughout their investigations. These documents are now available for anyone to read, research, and download. The declassified records related to UFOs date from 1940 to 1990. According to the CIA, these documents represent the entirety of its UFO collection, no more and no less. And you are possibly wondering, how did this become possible? The release of the thousands of agency data comes a month after Congress passed the 5,600-page COVID-19 relief bill, which included a provision calling for the disclosure of UFO-related documents. When they forced them, within 180 days, to turn over a report on unidentified aerial phenomena. UFOs have long held an important place not only in popular lore, but in the minds of every person who yearns to know more. This enigmatic phenomenon became a major subject of public fascination after World War II, when rocket technology was first developed. It was when businessman Kenneth Arnold witnessed the first widely recognized UFO sighting in 1947, where he claimed to observe 9 objects flying over the water at high speed. Gradually, reports of unexplained flying objects increased exponentially, and with them, tension among all communities around the world. Consequently, the U.S. government established multiple projects charged with recording UFO sightings. Between 1952 and 1969, the most famous of all emerged, Project Blue Book, which recorded more than 12,000 strange sightings, many of them without explanation. More recently, a secret government organization emerged that operated from 2007 to 2012, called the Advanced Aviation Threat Identification Program, or AATIP. After so many protests and demands to bring all this information to public light, the fact became possible. For the first time, each of the investigations carried out by the government were evidenced. Thanks to the Freedom of Information Act, these thousands of pages became, without a doubt, a treasure for those passionate about the UFO phenomenon and for scientists whose day-after-day search for answers to the inexplicable. A new horizon that establishes an incredible possibility, a possibility that had long been fought for, that any person has the right to request access to previously secret and highly classified information from federal agencies. However, there is one big exception, and that is that such information is of great importance within the defense of the nation, of companies, and of foreign policy. Geological, geophysical, and banking information all fall within these exceptions. Not everything has been the constant insistence of ufologists and amateurs, but of large organizations as well. This is the case of the organization The Black Vault, which has been working tirelessly to publish every single file in the government's possession. Furthermore, the organization states that although the CIA claims that this is its complete collection, this may not be true. In fact, after rigorous research of every single sheet of paper in the archives, it is notable that information relating to some of the most interesting and important files has been omitted. According to the Central Intelligence Agency, these actions are a continuing effort to be more open and provide greater public accountability. After many years, they seem to have realized the importance of publishing anything having to do with historical and important news. Such records included sightings of unidentified flying objects and psychic experiments from the Stargate program, which have long been interest to conspiracy theorists. In April 2020, the Pentagon made public the recordings of its pilots, where they capture unidentified flying objects. In 2019, the U.S. Navy acknowledged that the 3 recordings were real, but had not officially released them until that time, 2020. Some of these mysterious reports include unexplained explosions that happened in a Russian city, as well as nearby experiences that happened in Baku, the capital of Azerbaijan. They are certainly the kind of readings you might expect to find in a science fiction novel rather than official government documents, but it certainly makes it clear that fact will always trump fiction. As we have seen, within these files lies information beyond our wildest imagination. And are we sure that this is all the information that exists? What is all that the government has? Whether the answer is yes or no, it doesn't matter. What really matters is to get to the truths somehow or other, however much they may be hidden. Perhaps the proof is hidden where we least expect it. Perhaps the most important proof that intelligent life exists in the cosmos is that nothing and no one has attempted to establish contact with us. After all, we may be at the beginning of a great cosmic journey or near the end of our existence. What is clear to us is that there is no point in hiding information that we should all know. Many are the threats that threaten the possibility of one day getting all the answers. Will we be intelligent enough not to destroy ourselves? Will the day come when we will look out for the good of our species and the incredible Earth we inhabit? In the long run, Those things we simply ignore can be as lethal a bomb as atomic bombs, from wars to residual pollution from all industries. After all, there are 100 million billion planets like ours in the universe. We could even conclude that they are countless, and just as many are destroyed, many others are being born in the depth of the cosmos. Not all planets have to have the right conditions to harbor life, but things have to be very bad in an infinite universe for there to be no one else out there, waiting, perhaps, for us to see them. What for us have been years of research, for the universe have only been seconds. Our life is as fleeting and amazing as anything we know. Therefore, we have a unique opportunity to go as far as our thoughts and capabilities allow us to go. And above all, to go in search of the most important thing for our species, the truth. Yes, we all know that we may never be able to definitively answer these questions. Maybe someday we will know if we have close interplanetary neighbors, or if we are in fact alone. Or maybe we never will. No matter what the right answer is, let's hold out hope that someday we will all go in search of the most important answers in the universe, that we will put wars aside, that we will have common goals that will ensure the preservation of our human species throughout the universe, that we will think beyond ourselves. No lies, no secrets, no inhuman acts that put in doubt our evolution and all that we as a species have achieved. Just us as human beings arriving through time and space to our wonderful existence.